last time on stream, I worked on the initial setup of the Burrow boss, like its arena, shit like that. Um, and did a fair amount of work offline. I would say the biggest thing would be one-way platform and ledge grab consistency. Um, that's been like a constant thorn in my side here. Just like little edge case bugs on the ledge grab and the one-way platform, also interaction between them, getting stuck on corners. There's been a decent chunk of time tweaking away at those like platforming interactions, and I think they are finally like fully consistent now. Um, I guess a couple things. First, I just got rid of either dropping from the ledge or climbing up the ledge. If you grab the ledge, you climb up the ledge. There is no intermediate state. So that simplified everything. And then once it's just a simple sort of animation that needs to play, I used Unity's animation events to like fire it being done so that the climb speed and the animation are inherently linked. One-way platforms, they were using a sprite before, now they're using a set of leaves, like spawned at random angles. And also I improved the tech there. I used to be doing like you jump up through the platform and it had two colliders. It had a collider below that would turn off the platform and then a collider above that would turn it back on. I realized that was unnecessary. All you really need to do is have it be default off and just have a collider above it that turns it on. So that means it only has platform physics when someone is standing above it. That's all you need. And that simplification made it more consistent as well. Sever player health and physics. This was actually a bigger thing than I expected it to be. Basically just having two different colliders, two different object bases to be like where the enemies hit you versus where you interact with the world. This is, in addition to just like helping organize things, it unlocks upgrades like reducing your hurt box without affecting your physics weirdly, so that's cool. Progress UI just made it look cleaner. It's using a tiling vine sprite. I'll go into the game in a second. But using a tiling vine sprite, and it changes to a thorn sprite using masking. As the thorns arise up. Post-processing, I upgraded that to also have a foreground layer. It used to be just background before, and now there's a front plane and a back plane to have like two sets of settings that can be applied in addition to the global settings. And just some other visual stuff like jump particles and glowy footprints. Oh, and there was a big problem when I was doing B-Boss where I would just get blasted for like 10 damage in a row. I added iframes when the player takes damage, so you only get hit for one at a time. Anyway, I can hop into the game real quick just to talk about a few of the things. I like having this game popped out. That's much. Okay, so see here now it used to be bars of thorns. Now a skull tells you where the thorn bar is gonna be. We also have a vine sprite instead of a boring green bar. I'm gonna move up or the thorns are gonna get me. But you can see here one-way platforms. They are all now using the sort of array of leaves instead of the janky sprite I was using before. One-way platforms, even on the edges, work pretty well and consistently. See like way on the edge here. I think one more step and I fall down, but yeah, it activates just right. You don't get caught on the edge, the corner. Ledge grab, super consistent. Animation, I think, is an improvement. It looks better just because of how the actual movement is being done. Uh-oh, I'm gonna get caught. Oh, we got combo. That might be enough. But yeah, so how the ledge grab is done should be more consistent now. Also, you can see the thorns replacing the vine here as the thorns catch up to us. Let's see, are we gonna be able to make it to the top? Maybe. We're very close. It gets darker as you go up in this first place. Ah, yeah, there it is. The camera got snapped, so we made it. But yeah, that's a summary of the work I did offline. Definitely getting some velocity up on this. Very cool. A lot more work. A lot more time is being spent just trying to get this finished and out the door. Yeah. As a part of that, I finish up this Burrow boss today, or get it to a much more final state. So yeah, first things first, because I think it might be relevant for decoys. Would be to add a sprite, because if you want to make other sprites like look slightly weird or to make the telegraph slightly weird, let's give it a sprite. Also just makes it look a little bit better. Let's hop in, check that everything in that level is working pretty as expected. That would be boss test Burrow. Okay, yeah, something is wrong. What's wrong? Landscape, okay. Broke has the wrong player health. They thought the health was going to be on the main body. The health is now on a child object. That's part of the health physics sever I mentioned. Set up and we are all good. No, we're not. No, we're not. I see our player in scene but not in game. Why is that? Oh, I think it's because post-processing is set up correct. For the player. Oh, okay. This main camera missing the player. Doesn't see, it's just shows you the type of things that unexpectedly could be a problem. So player body is now a new collision layer from player health, right? Because the body needs to interact with the physics, the health needs to interact with enemy hitboxes. And because like when you add a new layer, it doesn't automatically create a join to the camera. And if you have a like customized camera rendering. So yeah, I was just missing the player layer. So yeah, what we set up last time was this guy burrowing around and just shooting when he pops up. I guess we copy pasted some like very basic post processing. Edgy years you now up and got away, but yeah, when he pops up, I'm gonna bonk him. So yeah, bonk, that would have been a dodge. So that's the idea. But to make this feel a little bit better, look a little bit better, let's add a sprite real quick. I'm thinking it's this guy. Let's grab this one, I guess. Let's go to 0 on idle. Okay. But 18 is weird and kind of annoying. We're gonna take these things down 2 pixels, fix the square one we did. The background, except for there, I think there it's fine. Yeah, I think that's good. So now resize this down to 64 by 16. Now it's like a reasonable dimensions. We save it under tracky, like assets, graphics, sprites, enemies. This is Burrower. Since we're planning on having a Burrow enemy, this might be just the Burrow enemy, and then I might like try and fancy this up a little. I did with the Bee Queen, but we'll have to see. All right, so let's hop in here and set the settings on our added sprite. That's graphics. And into sprites, enemies. Per unit 16, turn off compression, turn off filtering. Then it is also a set up the slicing in a second. Sprite editor. Wait, did multiple not go? Can I make? Yeah, error or anything? Huh. For some reason, I can't get Sprite. Something about these settings seems weird. Why is that apply? Oh, maybe it's in apps. There we go. Yeah, that's very weird. That if you're using the debug inspector, you can't save sprite properties for some reason. Whatever. Didn't really slow us down. Grid by cell size, 16 by 16. There are the 4 frames. Okay. Now, where is our Burrow boss? So probably in a prefab, right? Let's take a look at fabs, bosses, Burrow boss. Okay. A sprite is Burrower 0. Doesn't need a color because the colors be actually. Let's go ahead and make this black and white so it can just be tinted color. Now we can make it like the. Well, I don't know. Do I like that? Try. I think I'll leave it for now. But in the future, I probably want to split this up maybe into a couple sprites, especially the eyes should probably be separate. Maybe we'll do a similar thing to the queen bee, have a like different set of eyes to indicate phase. That could be cool. For now, this is fine. Let's move on. Animator. Just want them to idle all the time, pretty much. It's gonna say I don't have an animator, but we're good. Sets, graphics, animation, folder, our Burrow boss. This is just Burrow boss idle. Then we can go. I was so surprised when I learned this. This was like such a game changer for me because I used to, especially when I was doing game jams like every other week, I felt like adding animations was like such a nice to have type thing because just like manually grabbing all the sprites would be so tedious. But you can actually just multi-select and there's the animation. I'll just move them just to give me space to do other stuff if I want. Still control the speed. Okay, save, go to the animator, Burrow boss idle at something like 0.2. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's see, we should be able to see that in game already, I think. I don't think I need to do anything else. Oh, whoops, I shouldn't be right on the edge like that. Yeah, so not animating. Oh, I guess I didn't actually set the animation controller on the object. Let's do that. Wait, no, it has an animation controller. These frames wrong? I was just saying like how great and easy it was to. It is Burrow 1. Did not loop. I thought things were looping by default. Let's check. Pro boss. It is looping. Watch again. If I can. Why aren't you animating, buddy? Take a look at the level hierarchy. Minimize pros. Boss clone. He does not have an animation controller. Okay, so there's some missing save in the prefab, I guess. Let's hop back to that prefab and make sure the animation controller is set. That's not. Pro boss. Save. Let's try that out. Okay, yeah, that he's doing his little animation. Now I think we update his sprite layer as well and update these offsets so that A, he's actually like you don't see him when he's underground, and B, his like most of his full body hits the surface. So, also I want to make him a little bit bigger. I felt like he's too small. So order and layer if, well, we just check what the tile map is. Tile map is on layer 0. Okay, so let's put them on like -5 or negative. And then let's go to his script. So that would be, it's not on him, it's a Burrow boss controller. So it's on this boss controller. Let's open that up. And these Y offsets need to go higher. On Y top, say 0.8. Well, probably more than that, right? Let's get to 0.85, 0.1 on everything. 5 points. Yeah. And surface distance. Oh, and he's bigger now, so this will be. All right, let's see if that looks more correct. Behind everything. Oh, you know what it is? The post-processing background is on canvas here. Yep. Like -10. Yeah, there he is. It's good because the top of his animation does give a warning automatically. I probably will also add particles, but nice that that comes for free pretty much. Anyway, I think there's one more thing to fix in the name of like polish here, like sprite type stuff. So when we teleport him, I'm guessing is the teleport on him? Probably, right? Or no, it's on the controller. Okay. Here we're gonna say if my X position is less than 0, meaning I'm on the left side of the screen. On boss, get component, sprite renderer, flip X. Or actually, it should just be will be flip X equals this. X equals this. And then we can just say all the time flip X equals X. Get rid of this if. Off by 1. No uppercase L. Okay. I just thought it was weird that he was like facing the outside. I thought it looked bad. So he should always face the middle now. Or unless I got it backwards and he's gonna always face the outside now. Let's see. which case I just flip it. Oh, and I have to set that canvas background to a further back layer outside of the scene view. I'm not gonna be able to see him. I'll do it one more time just so I can check on this other thing. Set this canvas to -10. There's our guy. He's facing the right way, but I want to see him on the other side as well. It also looks like the mid Y isn't high enough. Yep, see, he faces in now. Cool stuff. I just want to double check all the Ys, see if they look correct. That one I think could just use a tiny bit. It needs a bunch, see. Can't even see the full thing. Bottom needs some as well, maybe. I just need him to roll. Bottom, find out. Yeah, bottom needs as much as the middle. Let's tweak the numbers a little bit. 0.4 wasn't much of a difference. Let's try up 1.5. 5 would be. Oh, I think I actually went up for this one. I should have gone down. So I went up to 3.5, then it was 2.5. And if I want to go down from 2.5, it would be like 1. Let's see. I was gonna start at the top. I keep forgetting to set that canvas. Yeah, I can probably use a tiny bit more there. Just gonna be the same. Hoping he rolls the bot. Oh yeah, I'm a bit more on the bot. I might have double counted the bot. So up to 1. So up to, oh. As long as I can't see his bottom, I'll call it. It's good enough. I don't want him to be floating. That I will fix. But if he's just like slightly off, that's okay. I'll later. I know the trap of you know, try and tweak forever. Wasting away time, especially when compile times are non-trivial. That looks fine. Bottom. That looks pretty much fine. I'm gonna give bottom another 0.5, but I'm not gonna test it. It's good enough. Okay. So, anything else on this? I don't think so. That is good enough. Now, I'm gonna call Sprite done. Next up will be this. So the idea of this is, if you're trying to nab him, you might like even like try to jump on him as soon as he pops out. In which case you will get him immediately if it's correctly him. But I want to add some other guys so that like you can't just be doing that all the time. Here's what we're gonna do on there, I think. I think we just maybe give these guys spike hats. And we also have a version of that for an enemy. Grab this. That's something that look reasonable. That's scary enough. I think it should actually just be telegraph, and that's it. Guy below. Get rid of all this. And we just add the other side of these two rectangles. Save this as Burrower boy. Okay. So we need to do our post fixes on Sprite. Sprites and decoy 16 filtering apply. Sprite editor, slice this by cell size with cell being 16 by 16. Okay. Now we have the object. I guess I should probably just pre-spawn decoys and like put them off to the side, I think. And then just teleport them like I'm teleporting the main boss. So let's create an empty game object to set up as the decoy prefab. Go boss decoy. At position 0 with a sprite renderer and animator. Or something. Can I save it? Something else. Thrower. Why do you not see this sprite? Oh, I didn't hit apply on the slice? Yeah, there we go. Decoy? There we go. Okay. This needs an animator. Oh, well, I'm thinking of it. Set that canvas background. Boss decoy will be at -5. Right, unlit default for now. We want to add lights later. Right now we're adding functionality. Okay, let's open up the animation window on a new graphics animation. This can go under Burrow boss. Okay, title. And it is for sprites. Again, just spread out by 1 in case we mess around with them. Okay, animator 0.2. Back to our burrower. Oh, here he is. Boss decoy, cool. So we'll save him as prefab. So go to sources pre bosses. This is only bosses. I have like B. Boss decoy. As a quick test, let's just spawn one in the world. Looks correct. Oh, this should be 2.5 as well. Oh, and it needs the boss's color or a slight offset of the boss's color. That might be more fair. So let's do that. Looks fine in the world. Let's delete it out of the world because we have it in a prefab now. But we do just want to grab the boss's color that we can a similar color, slightly different. So head back to set this color. And then I guess slightly darker. Okay. Next up, we need our boss controller script to have the prefab to be able to spawn it. And then also add something like private const int k max num decoys. Why do I keep adding an a to decoys? Yes. equals I guess 4. There are 5 total slots, so a decoy every slot but one. Anyway, then we have a private game object array of length k, maximum m decoys, top of A. Okay, here in start, after we request the boss be spawned, well, I guess we should just do it in the spawn boss callback, where we will like spawn decoys off screen. So we'll say vector the off screen plus equals 0. And like 1,000. So then we say for int I is 0, I is less than k maximum decoy. Oh, I guess first we initialize the array. That would be m decoys equals new game object of size k maximum decoy. Do plus I. So yeah, my decoys I equal to instantiate and decoy prefab at off-screen pos and no, not normal, and quaternion identity for no rotation. This is getting off screen, by the way. So now up. Okay. So we spawn at the beginning of the fight. We just spawn all our decoys off screen. Then when we teleport, teleport to new position. Volley. This is teleport. I guess I need to see where's the move happening. This current target Y. Let's see how that's used because I'll need to store something like this for decoys as well. Well, I guess I don't have to track it. I only have to track one, right? If they have the same speed. I do need to move guys. I guess in theory, it's just up or down. It's a local vector up or down. So who cares where they happen to spawn? I can just say for each var decoy. Oh my god, well, how does that A keep getting in there? In M decoys. And like boy get component q by movement. Vec scale of 1. Okay, now let's go to the prefab and give them whatever the same movement type is that main Burrow says. So prefabs, enemies, decoy, and well, let's double check. I'm pretty sure it's just translation-based movement. We're just gonna copy it, paste. All right. So now it should behave properly and be moved properly, but we still need to put it in position. So let's start just moving one. We'll say use the same random formula here where I guess the max number of decoys is 3 because it would never spawn at the same position it just was. There are two ban positions basically. Position you were just at and the position you main boss is going to. That uses up 2 of the 5 positions, so there are only 3 possible left. Anyway, we're just doing 1 right now. That's just something I noticed. I guess it's hard to respect both of the characteristics here. It's basically the assumption is I only have to like block out one number, and the choices aren't necessarily ordered, so like blocking out an additional number doesn't actually accomplish anything. Let me think about it. I guess I could just guess and throw away matches, but that probably won't take that long considering there's 3, right? But in a few cases it might cause performance spikes if it like just takes a while to guess. Really what I want to do I think is I need like these values as a subarray, then I shuffle. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. So, well, that's just guessing and throwing away. I was gonna say I'll get the acceptable indices using this method, and then I can just shuffle them. I think that still works. Just make sure it's something I can do in C#. That built in. See if it is in Unity. Random E. What you got for me, random? What I really need. I would just have to use a range. Read in. Yeah, all the things I'm reading as like potential solutions for this seem to wait. Guess, just guessing. Way. So it's something like the like decoy index here. Not like super happy with previous spawn. First we have previous spawn position index. Actually, you know what we can do? Why don't we just, I do like that list. I say I have a list, right? Ints is equal to spawn position list So this is available indices that can be what is it? I know it's only a list of like 4 things, but if I say like a new list all the time, is that gonna be something that is not performant? I know I'm like doing new vector 2s everywhere, but is it different with like a real data structure like a list? I guess not. Anyway, available indices are this for everything in length from 1. I think I just have this be this, and then for each index in, I guess, 4 int I equals 1, I is less than spawn positions dot length plus plus I. Say available indices I. What's the next line? It's going to be equal to my previous position index plus I modulo length. Okay. Next up, we can say is at the bottom, actually setting his position. That's last. Well, actually setting the sprite is last, because that relies on the position, but okay. So here we do spawn position index. It's going to be equal to random. Well, let's get that. Well, no, it's fine. Yeah, we do have it. Random.range from 0 to available indices dot length. I guess count. Oh wait, no, wait. This is the index. Silly name, but that's what it is. On pos index equal to this. And then my spawn pos index is available indices at that index. And then we remove that from our list. So available indices.remove at spawn pos index. So now what that leaves us with is a list of the indices that aren't our original index and aren't the index that we use to spawn the main boss at. So we just repeat that. We're going to do it once. So it'd be something like this. Decoy pos index. This count will just be updated to be lower from the remove. And then we can say var decoy pos is equal to this. Okay. We do mdecoys at 0. Transform position is decoy pos. And that's fine. We don't have to flip it. That can be a hint. So what do we expect to see? We expect to see a single decoy here. in addition to the primary spawn every time the dude teleports. Instead, we get a crash right away. All right, that's a problem. 76. I did not set the decoy prefab, so it had nothing to spawn. So when it tried to do stuff to the things it spawned, it failed. Try again. Now it has the decoy prefab. There's our guy. He's going to teleport down. Any decoy? I don't see him. Nope. He failed here. Why? Oh, I need the list to be... This isn't really... This is what you do for an array now list. You want add. Okay, here comes our guy. Shoots his stuff. Hiding away. It's him. This did not spawn in properly. I didn't see this at all. Now we're crashing here. This is impossible. Ah, I did the wrong index. There you go. That's also maybe why we didn't see it. And on the, as well, we want to go double check that the prefab size is properly set. Match the size of the boss. It is not. I had a feeling. Let's try it again. Wonder why. It seems like is this right? I feel like I'm not seeing the decoys first frames. I feel like this is the... Oh, I guess it's just pretty significant difference by how bright they are. It is coming up, it's just significantly less bright. Now, could I actually be fooled? Is the question. I'd see this. I feel like I don't see the... Anything? Okay. I think I know what I want to try. Now we made it slightly darker. I think if anything, we want it to be slightly brighter to stand out more. See if that makes it more noticeable. I felt like I was only noticing the primary boss every time. I feel like it's maybe too bright now. But yeah, I think that's the right direction. I definitely noticed it. I see, I think like, aha, I got him, and then I'm gonna got blasted. Alright, so let's actually set up that blasting though. So anyways, I started blasting. Shoot volley here. How you working? Who's calling you, shoot volley? You're unsurfaced, so I think shoot volley should just also just shoot from the prefab of the decoys. So this is primary. We say check shoot volley impl. I don't like that these aren't modifiable. Let's fix that. Not right now. For now, let's just get them shooting. So this will be decoy. Oh my god, how does that A keep getting in there? Give him more shots and a shorter delay between. Stop it, A. Dude. Yeah, I've probably typed decoy with an A more times than correctly today so far. Anyway, say for int I equals 0, I is less than k num shots decoy. Yeah. Then we have for int j, well actually this should be the I. Set I to, instead of num shots decoy, it's gonna be k max num decoys. And we say if and decoys I dot I guess let's just do the first one now. When we do phases, we'll have a concept of like num active decoys. Or maybe they'll be next as a part of this, but either way, we're gonna start with one. We're just gonna say int if I greater than 0, like stop it. It's like I try to format it how I want, and maybe it's like saying your formatting is dumb, but I don't care. I'm gonna tell you. Okay. Here we will this. Oh, dude, can this not even have position? It's so annoying, so annoying. Okay, this needs position. But yeah, so we don't really have the luxury of not fixing this now. This is gonna take a vector 2 pass. It's also gonna take vector 2 x force range x force range x force dir range y force dir range change. Oh, come on. It's like, would you like us to insert entirely different words here? Y force range, Y force dir range. Float. Come on. Force scale. Okay, let me do that again. I just want to see. All right, if I type float, you don't think I mean float. You think I mean exclude from objective factory attribute. Really? Come on, man. Float or scale. Okay, so get rid of this. Get rid of this. Place here for scale. This is x forster range dot x, x forster range dot y. I didn't hit that. And same for y. Okay. That here one. Now, instead of invoke, we need to do, oh, we need like an enumeral version. I'm just gonna have to look at a different start coroutine implementation. Coroutine. Yeah, this is the interface you need. And our robot. So shoot, volley, impl, delayed. We copy all the same parameters, but delay at the end. That, we just call this pipes Now we can do shoot poly input delayed, like a coroutine. Is that what it was? Start coroutine. Yeah, that's all you have to do. Start coroutine. Bad spelling today. The position is going to be, for the base case here, the position is going to be spawn boss, transformed position. Forcer range was negative 0.5 to positive 0.5. I actually want to squeeze that in a bit. And Y was 0.5, 1. Oh, these need Fs. What else? Force scale, which I believe was 10.5, and delay. Okay. Rid of this. And these should probably just be parameterized. Vector 2. X force range. Vector 2. Y force range. And we can call it, just call shoot value input with all these same parameters. Okay, what else? You good with that? What's the problem? Oh, no delay. Okay. Copy the same structure here. Oh, wait. Yeah, we need a second loop here. So that's 4 int j equals 0. J is less than a numshots decoy plus plus j. And we nestle this in here. You know what? I'm annoyed by how copy paste this is. What do I do? Something I should do about that? It's just gonna be this in another function, right? It's misleading by how many lines I'm using. Yeah, I mean, all I would do is pass these same const to some. Is that better? It is. You gotta say shoot volleys and shoot volley. I can put int shots, int delay between, vector 2, x force scale, vector 2, y force scale, range, float, force scale, and we also need position. There, now that can be this. Range, force scale. Now we just can call that. One double check. Am I using? Oh, I am using spawn boss. It's not what I want to do. I want to use pos. You know, now that this is cut down so much, I don't get all these lines. Cool. All right. Shoot volley with the spawn boss's position. Don't need this anymore. Technically, we don't need either of those variables. We could just pass them as literals, but it's fine. What's the problem? Or scale, right? The wrong type for this. Yep, be a float. Okay. Get rid of all this. Instead, this. Okay. Place this out with decoy stuff. And then this is m decoys 0.transform.position. And I want them to be more upward, so we're going to significantly restrict the Y range, reduce the force, and focus more on the X range. All right, what did I just mess up? Tap something. Missing a problem. Braces are wrong somewhere. Let's see where. Oh, here they are. Okay, let's try that out. That should be a flexible a more flexible shooting. And that more flexible shooting should be like more of an upward geyser from the position of the decoys. It should have no problem. Should have no problem. Should be shoot volleys. It's kind of silly that there's like 4 levels of function calls there. I don't know, that's what the flexibility. Get the same-ish idea, you know, different places. Here's our guy, he did his spew. Our decoy blasted. I don't know what these exact like timing. Whoa, what was that? See if that happens again. This time. Blast him here. Oh, I see. Cool. That's pretty much what I intended. Like I said, we're gonna look to multi-decoy when we do phases. So, is there anything else I want to do as a part of the main decoy tech here? So, just thinking about it really quick before I call it done. Let me pop back into the game, double check. Oh, right. I wanted to I promise there'll only be one round of tweaking members. I want to bring this in a little bit, not too much. I still want the main boss to have the most like wide arc. I want to bring this in even a little bit further, give it more of the geyser effect, probably a little bit less force. So we'll do something like here in the volleys thing, 7.5. and only 0.1 x and at least 0.75 y. Let's go to that. Maybe just like slightly less force. Let's try that. We're compiling. And guy goes up, you shoot some stuff, run away. Oh, what's over here? It's a trap, you fool. Blasted. That's maybe too vertical, but it's what I like sort of intended for the functionality. Let's see, what is that? The second one. How are you getting stuff in front of the camera like that? What's going on with that? I have no idea. Only happens the second time. Never again. Anyway. It's something else to investigate, I think. But we're going to call Decoys done here. Okay, ceiling debris should be a pretty easy one. Can I even use maybe I can even use the shoot volley thing. Well, I guess the position is the rub there. Looking for like a range of options. Oh, actually, that I'll just use the sort of like invoke coroutine aspect of it to inch the position out from the boss, because that's what I wanted to do anyway. So in addition to shoot volleys, let's add a new thing here that is private void spawn ceiling rocks. I'll say debris, that's what I mean. That's what we're going to do. We're going to say float rocks wave, say 4 then we say float waves 3, and then 4 int I equals 0, I less than num waves plus I, 4 int j equal to 0, j less than num rocks per wave plus j. Okay. When we're on a wave, we want to calculate like an x offset from the boss. So initially this is going to be trying to think if it should go on both sides. I guess it should. I'm gonna say x offset is equal to spawn boss transform position x. Then, well, this is more like x pos. Right here. X pos is this. Right? But x offset is gonna be equal to, I guess we need another float that would be offset distance per wave, we'll say 3. Then we have offset distance per wave times I. Then if I is 0, we're in the middle, we don't have to care about it. If I is greater than 0, you have to go in both directions. So we would say something like float xpos here. I guess we want to xpos at the. Then we say xpos here is equal to transform position x plus, if we're more than halfway through, if j is greater than rocks per wave divided by 2, then do the negative version. This page down. So we're more than halfway through, we'll do the negative version of x offset. Otherwise, we'll do x offset. Just semicolon. And if I is 0, we can just do this. I guess these are the same, right? They'll just be 0, 0. This is fine. We don't need this check. This check is fine. Okay. So we know the x pos. The y pos is just going to be some constant. Say like 15. Okay, and then we have our vector to pos is new. This should actually be vector 3. X pos, y pos, or whatever, k, y spawn pos. And then we can just call our volley function volley or I don't know if we even need this. Well, I guess we do. That's just fine. We'll just call it with 1. Then just a small amount of force in both directions. Oh, it's going to be normalized. It doesn't matter. I guess I would rather have be x. For y, we'll do like some tenth of that. And just like a low force scale anyway. See what that looks like. So we'll do it when he burrows. Good? No. Not good. So we go to his state function. And when he's diving, this. And no crashes. Pops up, shoots his thing. You can check, oh, the ceiling debris thing. I don't think that was right. Yeah, it's going from his position, which is not right. So let's take another look. So I think somewhere in the shoot volley thing. Yeah, it's this. Out of here. Not supposed to be here. Yeah. Gap. Go up. Go back down. Probably be a little bit higher. And the distance should be like way greater. But capped. So let's add those changes. It's like debris. Yeah. 2.5 higher. And make this bigger. But xpos equals clamp, mathf clamp. We'll say like negative 24, 20, I think is like roughly correct. What's the problem? Oh, I need to pass the number. So yeah. Increase the distance it should spread out, increase the height it should spawn at, and clamp the edges as well. Pops up, does his thing, pops back down. There's some debris. I feel like the delay is not there. I think it's not really added that well. Might not be added at all. Let's... Oh, I see what I did wrong here. I need to do this on the wave, not on the... So... Thinking about this. Basically, I need to... I think I just need to... I want a delay for each X off, like batch of X offset. I have a good way to do that. There's shoot volley delayed. No, but I could add one. Add all the stuff it needs except this. Add this. Now we can go routine to shots. Delay between. Now where do we want to delay it? We want to delay it on the ceiling debris thing. So yeah, we need a new constant here that's something like float delay between waves. Say, I don't know, like half a second. I just want like a slight staggering. And then so we have float delay is equal to delay between waves times 0.5f, or not times 0.5f, times I. Getting tired already. It's not even near the end. All this same stuff, but we instead call shoot volley delayed. We can bump one parameter up, so we can bump this back down, and then add the delay of delay. Okay, let's see that. So yeah, the goal there was to move from like it all happening at once to there just being like it coming from the where the boss was, then slightly outward, with a bit of delay between each of those spawns. So he's coming up, he does his main shot, going back down. Does nothing? I must have set it up wrong. Doing anything? Yeah. Alright, so what's the problem here? Volley delayed. Am I passing a weird delay or something? I don't have to. So shoot volleys. Or I guess I want debris. Oh, that's the other attack. So delay between waves 0.5. 5 times I should be 1.5 seconds at most. Oh, I didn't call it in a coroutine. Wonder what happens. I guess nothing. Coroutine. We'll bump you back. Alright, hopefully that works now. We are compiling, we're in the game, he's going up, he does his spit junk. Yeah, that has the stagger effect I was looking for. Up, up, up. I think I can even, whoa. See, there's something weird happening. I think it's with the post-processing camera. I don't think I have to worry about it. I don't think it's like a gameplay thing. Yeah, all I want to do here is maybe use. I don't think X scale was actually the right choice. Should really just be not. I mean, 0.1, 0.1 is basically meaningless because it's going to get normalized. So this is basically 1, 1, 1, 1. Let's just decrease the overall force. And then we can increase the distance a little bit. And the distance, we can increase the delay too. This is probably, unless we see something broken, we'll call this part of it done, and this will be the last tweaking we'll do for our ceiling debris thing, and move on to whatever the next topic is. Alright, there he is, going up, back down, bam, 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 cool. I think it's probably too much of a distance if from the middle point there, it's hitting the very edges. It looks good there. Okay. I think I'm gonna slightly reduce that distance. Not gonna test it though. All this done enough. Ceiling debris. Okay. Boss taking damage. So the idea is he would stomp the boss, takes a hit, and I'll go down immediately. So let's go to our boss prefab. Did I cross off the previous thing? Yeah, I did. Okay. So boss prefab. Bosses. Burrow boss. And our man here is going to need like a hitbox. So we're gonna put him on like an enemy health. Yeah, enemy health, because he's not doing any damage to the player. He's just spawning projectiles that do damage to the player. So really the only point of this collider is for him to take damage. I'm going to make it to like his main body here. I think like this and this and this are like part of the idea that he's actively burrowing, just part of that animation. So put it on his main body. And then he already actually has some health here. I guess it's just not being damaged, so let's just add that. That would be Q. It's like damage self on trigger enter. We're gonna look for the tag player body. Fire on enter. Doesn't need to ignore other invulnerable. Mount 1. Invulnerability window, we'll say like 1.5 seconds. Just it. I only want him taking one hit at a time. I want him to be able to burrow back down. And then in his handler here, in our on spawn boss callback, we have our guy here, And what we want to grab is spawn boss health dot on damage on decrease plus equals get more familiar with that. Second. Private void on take damage int amount. Add that callback here. Get rid of this auto generate. Oh, it didn't actually do it. Okay, on take damage, we go to this, and we would just change state to diving. And also reset back timer. I guess we can pause it, but we can't reset it. I'm going to add that helper function. So we're going to go protected void reset attack timer. Attack timer equals 0 to 0f. Right? Is it counting up or counting down? Counting up. So yeah, 0. Now on our Burrow boss, we will reset the attack. Because this is like his Burrow counter, and so I don't want like a tiny fraction amount of his Burrow counter being left after I order him to dive, because then when he comes up next time, he'll just go right back down in like a second. We reset this back to 0, order him to dive, which is going to lead to ceiling debris and pausing the attack timer, and this is just moving. Okay, so I think that should be enough to work. I guess we'll see. I'm not sure also. I think the health bar should be connected. Let's see an error there? We're compiling. We'll find out in a second. Oh, we're in it. Going in. That's a decoy. Oh, for some reason his sprite got lost. What's the deal with that? Let's try that again. I have a feeling that had something to do with the thing I messed with. No? Where's our boy? He's there in the scene. Why am I not seeing him in game? Visible or... Huh. The only thing I can think of is has something to do with that Unity error I'm seeing, but I think that's a internal error. Oh. Well, that's a problem, but I don't think that's the... Oh, you know what? It's like trying to set up a reference to a tag that doesn't exist. Maybe that's the problem. Player body isn't the tag, it's the layer. So let's go to our boss prefab and fix that. I'll say player. Let's try that. See if it makes a difference. Still, I don't know why that would affect the sprite. Yeah, still no sprite. Is he just too far back? I make him 15. Does that make any difference? No? Around, nothing changes. This is material. Oh, sprite lit, that's why. The unlit? No? Why does our guy disappear? I'm so suspicious of this runtime error that I'm gonna restart Unity. Be a disappointment if that is what caused it. It's like I feel like I didn't do anything. You know, if I like have an infinite loop, like I'm not gonna blame Unity that much for mishandling my stupid infinite loop. But like, I don't even know what I did wrong there to get it in a weird state. Is just like the idea that I looked for a tag that doesn't exist. I feel like that shouldn't fuck up the state of the editor. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe he is invisible for some other reason I haven't thought of. Oh, and you know what? As I say that out loud, I realize what it is. It's the same issue, I think, when we initially went to this level. The main camera's culling mask. Oh no, it does include enemy. Oh no, enemy health. Yes, so since I set the boss layer to enemy health to indicate that like it takes damage from the player, that sort of expected collision, it is not on the camera's culling mask, so it was being culled. So yeah, that was an unfair complaining about Unity. That was me being dumb. Although, I don't know, I still feel like always spawning an internal error is still like some kind of your problem. Yeah. Fair. So we should be able to bonk this man now. Come back down. Kinda wanna... Oh, that would have blasted me. I kinda wanna make him bonkable, you know what I mean? I don't know if there's a good way to do that, unless I maybe like put the collider above his head in like the middle of his head. I don't really have a concept of being jumped on. I mean, I could set that up, but maybe I just like give him spikes at his base. That makes damage. I like that. Let's just see if we can do that really quick. Thrower. Just grab. Ah. Actually, it should just be a separate object. Well, a child object on this man. So we won't save those changes. We'll just go project here. Do I have anything like spiky looking already? I don't know if I do. Add a empty child object, call it left spike. For now, let's just make it like a red shape. I can fix it later. Sprite renderer. Square is fine. And we'll that way get red, bit -1 wherever the boss is, say -2. And just a little bit more angled to be sure I'm really communicating that it's only this. So right spike, switch location, and move it to the corresponding position on the other side. Let's also set this to just like reasonable number instead of just like what I randomly dragged to. So we'll do 2.75 and 0.5. Except 5. Okay. And then these have a box collider 2D and are going to be on the thing enemy damage. Should also make them glow, I think. Let's see. So to makes it slightly more dangerous, and it makes it kind of so you gotta bonk them. I feel like a problem with this is the glow is kind of softens the edges when I want the edges to be like pretty specific. Does this even hurt me? Really? Why am I not? Am I taking any? I guess I have to. The boss levels, I don't have like the UI properly set up. I guess I don't have the UI in here at all. Take the player's health. Debug inspector. Go. All right, it's on the child object now. Player health. Yeah, player health 10, current value 10. Okay, so it is not dealing damage. Yeah. Oh, I didn't make it a trigger, that's why. Everything is set up on trigger enter. Is trigger. And let's make them narrower as well. Try and make them more, you know, more discreet even after a glow is applied. And more just doesn't have to be big. It just needs to deter running over to him. I just really want you to be blocking him. I lost my mouse. Where'd you go, mouse? There you go. I think that's the 5, 4, 60. Okay. So they're triggers now, so let's see if they actually do damage to me, and let's see if making their properties a little bit different fix the sort of like communication of the. I feel like it. And we'll see. I mean, I would. This isn't really like final visuals anyway, so gonna go back and like change this. So I think as long as it functionally works, call it done for now. Did nab him there. I wasn't supposed to. I don't think. I just want to see if this is dealing damage to me. It seemed like it is. Oh, I think I explicitly need the like damage other. Yeah, let me grab that. There's some other missing components I'm needing to actually deal damage. Just setting to the enemy damage layer. It's not enough. Let's just copy this knockback trigger here. It should have all the components I care about. Our Burrow boss on our left spike. Let's just copy it on the prefab for a second to grab stuff we want off it. So yeah, damage other on trigger enter. That's one of the things we want. 1 damage. You're not going to destroy yourself. Fire on enter. Yep. What else? Yeah, enable collision after delay. Don't need that. Knockback other on trigger enter. Yeah, we want that. Okay. And I think that's all we need. So we can delete this now. Just need to copy from left to right as well. So now it should actually. Whoops, I accidentally copied. I messed up my clip, so I didn't have my knockback. Now I have my knockback. All right. So hopefully now these side spikes will deal damage and bump us back a little, which will force us to bonk rather than just, like walk up to. At some point I gotta turn on collision on these particles as well, but I don't really care that much about that. Because I really only care about setting up the logic of spawning them. I can do a little bit to actually make them hurt at any time and do tuning at that point. Okay, bonked him. Now check the damage. He's all the way up there. Ugh. He did hit me, but I still bonked him. Alright, yeah, so I think what we're gonna do is reclip ignore other invulnerable. This makes it so you can't actually be damaged if the thing that's hitting you is currently considered to be invulnerable. So this should prevent the player from like taking the damage and just charging through the iframes into the guy. So if I just charge into him, yeah, I get hit and nothing happens. But if I bonk him. Oh, whoops, I fell. Damn it, I lost my perfect opportunity. Oh, and now he's all the way up there. Not gonna get him this time. Ah. I was off to the edge, so I'm not sure if that's broken. All right, here's perfect. Yeah, I got him, and I didn't get hit. All right, so I might need to make him slightly like bigger and wider to make this more reasonable. In which case I need to make the decoy also bigger and wider to match. And then let's just do one final round of slight tweaks on these spikes. Say 4-5, I guess. And if this looks fine in game, or like fine enough, we're probably gonna call this step done and move on to the next step, which I forget what it is, but it's in the OneNote. We'll find out. Why you go? Oh, going up too tall now. That he's just slightly too big now. He doesn't fit in the platforms. That's fine. We just need to. I think a compromise of 3 will be correct enough. If not, there's a scale modifier we can tweak in the main boss controller script. Okay, he's coming up. Yeah, he's a bit too tall. Yeah, unfortunately, I might have to. I think I have to go back to 2.5. Maybe I can make him wider than he is tall. I don't know if that's gonna look bad. It might. Generally, you don't want to change the aspect ratio of stuff, but with this like line art and this ultra simple dude, maybe it won't matter that much. Still kind of see him behind the main thing. I think it's that big of a deal. Just go try bonking him really quick. I gotta figure out what's causing that weirdness. Got him. Got him right before he went down. Yeah, I mean, I was only able to get him there because I can ignore his projectiles. Same there. But the idea works. The concept works. So yeah, I think we call that boss damage thing done. All right. Phases. So we have our get phases callback here. And to summarize, we can override this phase-based class if we want to, if we have a lot of data we want to customize. But we're already using this move speed here as the burrow up and down speed. I should make this 2.5 just for clarity, because that's what it actually is. This first phase, this first parameter is start percent. So for phase 0, I'm just setting it to 110% because we're never actually going to get there. This is just where we start. And in that vein, I should probably think this actually is used. It'll like grab the first one. And then attack data here. This is just you stored like float ranges basically. Where if say I want to spawn between like 5 and 10 bullets, maybe I want to spawn between 6 and 12 bullets in the next phase. So I feel like it's just a pretty common thing to want to have like these random ranges and rolling in a random range associated with the phases. But to start with, let's just give him a phase at 50%. So make him, well, first, let's also make this slower. I feel like he didn't get enough time. Make this a little bit faster. The attack frequency and the move speed is like how fast he burrows, so we'll make that like slightly faster as well. Oh, well, this is in the wrong place. This needs to go like here. And I feel like 50 is what I would actually want in reality. Well, let's just set this to 65, 75 even, so we can get it a little bit quicker while we're testing. Okay, so what do we expect to see? Well, I don't want to have to be like eyeballing his freaking Burrow speed to say like, oh yeah, that's slightly faster. What we're gonna do is protected, override, on phase change, just debug log. Phase changed. So yeah, what do we expect to see? We hope to stomp him a few times. And when he gets to below 75%, we should see in the console phase changed. And if we look really hard, maybe we'll see slight differences in his like burrow timings and burrow speeds. This first test is just basically like ensure the integration is okay with the baseball class, that it's like working like we expect it would. All right, here's our boy. Pump him. Away. Up left here. Pop. I don't think I'm gonna get to down in time. Yeah. Up there? Ah, you bastard. Yes. Alright. Here in... For some reason I was testing some vulnerability thing and I forgot to remove the debug thing. Oh, right, iframes damage. Let's get rid of that debug logging really quick while I'm here. But we did see phase change, so mission successful. Now what I want to do is actually like hook some attacks into this. So what we'll do is we'll make a new class, protected or class, call it Burrow phase. Actually, I was gonna have a class to have how many decoys you spawn. But we can just infer that from the phase. You know what I mean? So I think what we want to do is have an initial phase, like just 1 or 2 hits of damage. I think at 0.9 this will be 1 hit, where he spawns none. Then in a third phase here, after he gets to phase 2, he'll actually start spawning decoys, and then we probably want 2 decoys, then 3 decoys. Do 50 and 25. What's the problem? What's the problem? Oh, we're missing closed parens here. And not there. So we'll creep this up a little bit. Not that much. Because if I make this too low, I won't actually be able to hit him in time. It'll be impossible. So we'll do 3, 275, 25. So 4 phases. Okay, now in our decoy stuff. We spawn them there. That's not what's important. What's important is where we teleport. Okay, so here, we're just spawning 1 decoy. Now we want to say int num decoys. It's going to be equal to m phase index. Get phase index. Okay, so phase index starts at 0. So this just does what we want it to do, right? Where in the first phase we'll spawn 1 decoy, second phase, or yeah, after that first hit we'll get to phase 2, which will be index 1, 1 decoy, and 2 decoys, then 3 decoys. So we say for ints I equal, what happened? We already in a, and I equals 0, I is less than num decoys plus I. Mm-hmm. Not actually iterating over the list so we can remove it. Cross index, iterating over the decoys. Then we can say available indices dot remove at boy pos index. And then this is all fine. This is just setting the spawn boss stuff. So yeah, I think that should be enough. The boss base class will be automatically updating that phase index. Um, and we'll be spawning decoys based on it. We already verified that phase changing is working, so we shouldn't have any reason to doubt that'll be the case. Let's find out. So what do we expect to see? We expect that in the beginning here, when he goes down, his first time back up should not spawn any decoys. Shouldn't spawn any decoys until we hit him once, and then we should see decoys increase at 50 and 25%. All right, so here's the first spawn, and yeah, we have no decoys here. So let's get our hit in. Ah, dang it, and we'll hit him on the edge and hit. Oh, the top is the hardest one. Oh, I shouldn't have double jumped there. Squandering it. All right, this time this one got. He's going down. Now when he comes back up, we should be in the next phase. Well, that might have already happened. Let's see. No. Maybe. I thought he had 7 life, so it should be at 86%, so it should be less than 90. Okay, now he's spawning a first decoy. I guess it was 2 hits. Let's double check his health and stuff. Alright, so we'd still expect 1 decoy. He's not below 50 yet. Bop him. Now he is, though. Got 2 decoys? Not yet. Maybe on the next one? Is it like off by 1 somehow? This did not work. Why not? Bop you again. Is everything off by a little bit? Maybe I'm just having... Okay, now I have 2 decoys. Oh, but I guess they're not both shooting. Maybe I'm just bad at estimating percents and like how full a bar is. I don't know. Double check phases. And I feel like I shouldn't have to do this, but maybe he doesn't have an amount of health I remember. He does have 7 health, so like 6/7 should be 86%. So what's going on with that? Let's debug log. Log phase index plus phase 2 string. And then tell me your health percent as well. HP plus M spawn boss health. Get percent or something. We'll bump that to the next line. Alright, so yeah, let's debug why these phase changes aren't happening exactly when we expect them to. Seems like they're happening 1 hit too late. So let's we're just dumping the state of the phase changes in debug logging. Try and get a better idea of what's happening. Okay. So phase index 0, HP 1. Oh, okay, 1 is 100%. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, where you at? Get knocked. Alright, next time he comes up, we see phase index 0, HP 85714. Then the phase change goes through. Second hit. See, now he says he's at 57. So if I hit him one more time, that should be a phase change. Popped. That 4-8, but he's still in phase 1 here. Will that change on the next surface, or is that going to change? Oh, you know what? I got it. Did it change on the next surface? Why is that? Hit phase index. Why are you betraying me here? Tab on damaged. As long as there are a phase less to switch into, get the percent, check the percent of the next phase, and if our current percent is less than, maybe we should say less than or equal. I don't think that's the thing. Try another debug log. I mean, I should already know the percent, so let's just get this. Wait, has the damage not gone through maybe? Oh, let's see. PCT plus PCT to string plus next P this to string. Thought it might be like an ordering thing where we're changing state, therefore like triggering stuff based on the damage event. Phase index 0, health at 100%. That's correct. Let's go bonk them. Oh, can't do it if I get hit. Bonk them. Percent 1, next 95%. Okay, yes. On damaged is firing for the damage. This should not be like this. It should be like this. Change the value, then send the event. I like the callers shouldn't have to like recreate the helpful things. If they want to go back to the previous, that's what they should have to recreate. That's the uncommon case. That's cool. We found a bug in core health system basically at the order in which events are sent, which was leading to a bug in our base base boss controller. So now I expect if I bonk him, I got hit. If I bonk him, sir, bonked. No, that had the same problem. That's save. Yeah, I didn't see it. We got that little star. We did not save this change. Let's try again. So yeah, if I wasn't clear, basically, base health component saying, hey, I got damaged before the damage was actually applied. So the numbers that we were working with in our health call or our damage callback events were stale. And now we are triggering the phase change sooner, and we are already up to like decoy number 2 at the expected after one hit. Pop back down. We are at 57, so we're still in the same phase. Pop them one more time. Pop. Now we should be phase changed. Yep. You see 2 guys. Not shooting from the other decoy. Need to fix that, but we are spawning the other decoy, which proves that our health stuff should be good. Oh, I guess we can have 4. There are 6. Oh, wait, 1, 2. Oh, no, we can't. Yeah, 1 spot is taken. All right, we are in the final phase, I think, here. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And he escaped me. Yeah, he is going deck down pretty quick. I think maybe this alcove should be a bit taller to give the projectiles more space to like breathe and give you more space to pop them. Ah, I got him, but he doesn't die yet. Okay. So we have our phases interacting with our decoys. Let's have our phases interact with a few other things. So let's have two sets of ranges here, of attack data ranges. We'll have first, or I'll say 0, boss projectiles, boss surface projectiles. Add that. New attack data, yeah. What the other? All right, and then new vector 2. What is it currently at? Volley, I think it's at 8, and it's too much for the beginning for sure. So let's say between 3 and 6 at the very beginning. And then we'll have one for decoy projectiles. This won't matter in the first phase, but it'll matter in subsequent phases. What is that currently at? K num decoy. I spelled num wrong. Shoot, num shots decoy. 20. Probably way too much, but it's more limited space. It's not as big of a deal, but we still will do back. And then third one we will have is 2 is 3 rocks per wave. Okay. So I think this is at 4 right now, so we'll say 3 to 6 is probably also an okay thing for that. But with that in mind, we can make this like 4 to 7. Let's copy this down to our others with some minor increases along the way. So first, all surface projectiles, up it from like 6 to 9, be around 8, what it currently is. Decoy projectiles, turn this way up because we had it at like 20, say like 10 to 16. 3 rocks per wave, it was at like around 4-ish. So let's that up to like 6-ish, should be like 4 to 8. Okay. Copy this again. Just hit page down. Okay, we don't want to go too crazy with this, so we'll do a more reserved one. This we can go a bit more with. This we probably also want to be like relatively reserved. And we'll do another moderate increase here for the final phase. Something like 8 to 12, 16 to 4, and it was 4 to 8, let's say 7 to 8, 7 to 10 is fine. Okay, but now we have to actually use these values. Get rid of this. So in shoot volleys, we say int num shots equals hit range or something. Stack data. Phases. Guess we need int phase index. Get phase index. We say m phases, phase index, got like range or something. Got attack data 0 dot goal something. Oh, get coef int. I can even just save my phase up here. Phase data is this. Okay, so saying now get the number of shots out of your phase data so it can change over time and automatically have some randomness. And this is int shots decoy. We should also do int num decoys here, which equal to phase index, because we need to actually shoot from the other decoys. It's still just shooting from 0. They all say num shots for decoy. You can actually do this in a loop. So therefore int I equals 0, I less than num decoys, plus I. We say int num shots decoy equal to attack data or something. Phase data attack data 1 coef int. Rid of this. Maybe make it slightly less the distance since we're doing less projectiles. Move this up. And change this to mdecoys I. Change this. Bullshit. So now we should shoot from all the spots, and the shot counts should be random and should increase over time with the phases. And we do the same thing here with our rock thing. And number of rocks per wave is m phases, get phase index, attack data to get coef. Yeah, all right, so this is all fine. Okay, so it should be a lot easier during the beginning, and we should see just more of everything over time, not just more of decoys. Yeah, it's much more reasonable. That's still a decent amount, so that's gonna probably get pretty easy by the end. Let's just see. Okay, we have a decoy now. Main guy. It's doing a little bit more now. Probably want to tone down the ceiling a bit. On the progression decoy stuff. Oh, he made it away from me. Okay, so far so good. This should be the final phase. Yeah, we're shooting out of all the spots. Got him. He doesn't actually die. Okay. So cool. I'm pretty sure our phase stuff was all working there. We can do one last thing here. Where pause controller base. Why are we not? What are we doing on death? Are we not? Do we not have a general path on death here? Pause the attack timer. Set the boss's movement to be inactive. There's a debug lock here. And I guess I don't need a I don't need a specific like special callback because I can just use the existing death callback. I wonder if I tell him to no, because I disabled his move. I mean, I just want to make sure it's firing. So let's just check that, and then that'll probably be it for me. I feel like death is kind of a part of phases. This set is spawn boss, right renderer, get component, Sprite, renderer, color equal color dot red. Good enough. Oh, we need to actually subscribe this on death though. So where is on boss spawns? Spawn boss. You're subscribing to damage. We also needed to subscribe to death. On death. Okay, so we'll just do a sort of final. Oh, let me get rid of that percent debug logging. Very annoying. Now that that problem has been fixed. Oh, there's that private callback I never used. And let me just look for dog. I don't want you anymore. Oops. Also don't want you anymore. Okay. So, final test here. Just make sure everything is kind of working as we expect it to. And making sure he has like a basic death reaction. Oh, got him before he ran away. Oh, I forgot to turn down the wave spawning thing. Hey, do that really quick. I think there's two problems here. Yeah, this should... It's dead. We should re-roll this for every one of them. So it's less feast and famine. And we should just also just turn. So debris rocks, we'll say, if it's like, go for it. 6. 8. 6 to 10. Alright, that's a bit calmed down. Oh, and I wanted to calm down his own shots as well. That's so 47, we'll say 36. 8. 6 to 10 is fine. 8 to 15. A lot at the end. Alright, so a couple tweaks there. Not isn't any sort of final state of balance. Sort of get it more towards the ballpark. We're looking for. And yeah, that's more reasonable for sure. Ah, I didn't get him before he got away. Here he comes. And not get stomped. Ah, you can, because I ran into your stupid spikes. Alright. It's time for sure. I'll evade my bonk. There we go. Bonk. I guess I gotta solicit some feedback to see if this reads properly. Like, if in a world where I've been taught that like red glowiness is damage, are these like two little spikes next to my boy clear communication that you need to do is what you need to do is bonk him on his head. They asked that in my group chat. And it's like, alright, he turned red, we did it. There's still one last round of ceiling debris, but he is dead. Still, his hitbox is still hurt. Something to fix when we do the proper death reaction, but I'm not that concerned at the moment. I think we can call that a completion of the phase's work. Cross that off. We didn't get to better telegraphs, but I think I need to have a think anyway about like how I want to integrate effects and stuff into this boss. I had the nice like honeycomb X grid thing for the main B boss, but that it's not an obvious match here. And I think I might also want the telegraph to include some kind of hint, further hint than just the color difference, like where the correct guy is going. I'm gonna just talk about, hop through the main level, talk about what the offline plans are. Okay, so I think biggest drags on gameplay the previous week were those it's playing. What happened to you? Just not have my, oh, there we go. The biggest drags on gameplay this past week were the very inconsistent ledge grab that could like even like soft lock the game. You like ledge grabbed inside a one-way platform from the inside, that could soft lock the game. It no longer happen now. But it doesn't feel bad because the way the one-way platform colliders are set up, you make it most of the time. They're very forgiving. They're set up to maximize the odds that if you try and jump towards it and you're close enough, you're gonna get it. Main thing I think the next order of business here from a UI perspective, now that we have this kind of nicer progress UI, I think this is a pretty good indicator of it. You see like the vine coming up, see the thorns, the skull, cool stuff. This shop UI, terrible. For one, the position is linked, like the amount of space is related to how many items you can show. I think I want to divorce that, or maybe just use like a big UI up here. You pop in instead of being down here. Maybe you show your selection down here, but all the options in a UI up here. Just this general like shop UI needs to change. It's fully functional. I can buy any of the items. I'll grab an Ultra Shield. But just the UI isn't very good. The other thing is this. Oh wait, what happened to my collider? Why aren't I getting these? Oh, you know what? That's I'm gonna add that as a bug. Bugs. Challenge gem does not collide with new player body. Yeah, it's just related to, again, lots of little things hiding from the decision to swap the separate out player health from player layer. But yeah, so one problem, shop UI not very good. The other problem, I don't like, you haven't been here in the past, you might not even notice, but we used to have collectibles like hearts and stuff. When I changed how platforms spawned, I no longer had like the proper information to pass to the collectible spawner to tell it where good places to spawn collectibles would be. And the planned solution there is we're going to implement a spline system. Basically, a spline can sort of like describe the various jumps, right? Like I can take this position, I can do a point here in the middle as the second point of my spline, and then the center above center above each of these platforms. That can sort of generate a spline that you could spawn collectibles along, and it would just be like a natural path of movement for the player. That's part of the problem here with our gem. It's very awkward to walk in this perfectly straight line when like bouncy movement. If anything, it would be over this and down, you know what I mean? So yeah, the spline system will let me make challenge gem actually good, and it will let me re-add collectibles into the game. And when the challenge system is good, I couldn't show it here because there's a bug preventing it, but when you complete the challenge, you get an upgrade, and there's no UI whatsoever for showing you what upgrade you got, showing you the details of that upgrade. So yeah, the shop and upgrade UI and spline system are, I think, going to be the two things I'm primarily going to focus on offline, plus the last little bit of Burrow boss, getting it a little bit closer to a final state, though I don't think there's any way around it needing another pass to get it to final level of quality. It's still got a ways to go before a final level of quality. But yeah, so offline, we're going to revamp the shop. We're going to add this spline system to add platforming information, then collectibles can spawn into, challenge can spawn into. When challenge is working, that generates the need for the upgrade UI. Yeah, that's probably plenty for a week of work. Next Tuesday, for next Tuesday's stream, I'm probably gonna start on a fourth boss. I guess I'm sorry if getting boring adding bosses as my main thing I'm doing on stream, but yeah, I don't know. It's just these sort of like gut stuff aren't that exciting. But you can see the list is getting smaller and smaller each week. So we knock these two things off, and we're pretty much at level system. We have 4 bosses. I think that would be enough for me to set up the first 2 levels, and that'll be sort of like my pre-alpha setup, where it has full collectibles, full shop. You can do challenge gems to get upgrades, and you can do the first 2 levels, which would be 6 total maps, where you do Meadow 1, Meadow 2, then either the Burrow boss or the Rat King, and then Woods 1, Woods 2, and either the Bee Queen or the 4th boss we're going to add next time. So yeah, thanks for tuning in if you did. Stay tuned. I know I keep saying this, but it's truer every time that we are getting close to a playable version here. There's a ton of polish to do, but in terms of functionality, we are getting closer and closer each week, and we are decently close. So yeah, stay tuned. We're probably only, I think, about between, I would say, 4 and 6 weeks. So 3 streams from now. Or no, not 4 and 6 weeks. Between 2 and 3 weeks, actually, is when we'll be putting it all together into a level system. And the final product of that, putting it all together, is a pre-alpha, fully playable vertical slice version. Very cool stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. We're getting close here. This will actually be something you can play pretty soon. Thanks for tuning in. If you did, please do the social media things to help out, like, follow, subscribe, all those types of things. And I am Quiet Bench Zen on all the platforms: Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. Check me out those places if you wanna. And have a good night.